I have a lot of calculators. So, pile of calculator weirdness aside, I was thinking I recently got this Texas Instruments Datamath calculator for an absolute steal on eBay, and it's in very good cosmetic condition, first of all. I did do a little bit of cleaning. It's missing one foot here, but I don't have anything to replace that with at the moment. But yeah, it's fully working. As far as I can see, actually not all that yellowed, considering how under the battery cover it looks literally the same color. And yeah, the only thing that's bugging me about it is that there's something inside it. So I'm just gonna quickly just do a teardown, see what it is that might have been knocked loose over the years, and most likely some sort of plastic standoff or something, and put it back together. And I don't know, maybe some voiceover while I'm doing it, talking about this thing. And voiceover there will be. So, based on what I'm reading from datamath.org, which is the Datamath Calculator Museum, the TI 2500, which is the Datamath's model number, the first version of the calculator was released in 1972 at a cost of about $120. It used 6 rechargeable AA batteries, which were internal to the calculator, and looks like they were removable if you removed the battery cover, which used screws. And then following that version was version 2, which came out 5 months later in February of 1973, also at $120. And instead of 6 AA batteries, it had 4 built-in non-removable AA batteries, which were also rechargeable. And then following this, which took another 6 months, in August of 1973, the model that I have, which is the Datamath version 3, was released to the public, and it seems like it was also released at a price of $120, but it doesn't actually say on the website. But anyway, in this version, it could use either 4 just regular non-rechargeable AA batteries, or it could use 3 rechargeable ones. I'm not entirely sure why it only requires 3 rechargeable and not 4, but I guess that there's just some sort of, voltage regulator somewhere inside it that makes it not really matter as much. Who knows? Either way, after that was the TI 2500 2, because the Datamath was so popular, Texas Instruments made a sequel. And yeah, it's literally just a sequel. It removes the switch, like I mentioned before, and replaces it with the percentage sign. And other than that, it's, according to the site, it also mentions that it only uses 2 rechargeable batteries now, so it also gets more efficient, I guess. And yeah, right now you can see in the video that I kinda maybe, broke the wire off of its soldering joint, but I catch that later in the video when I realize that it's not working after I switch the power switch on. So, yeah. How are you doing today? I am currently just sitting at my desk, talking to a microphone. I have the calculator next to me. I am very much considering using this as my daily driver calculator for doing homework and stuff, because, linear algebra is actually, very simple compared to calculus. I can actually use a 4-function calculator without worrying about using sines and cosines and stuff again. So, yeah. I keep saying so. So and stuff and. Yeah. I really don't have anything else to talk about. Oh, wait, actually, I do have my Asus or Asus or whatever. I still don't know how to pronounce the brand name to this day for whatever reason.
Asus.
Asus. I have my Asus P5A motherboard sitting on a table off to the side of me right now, and I've been trying to just get Mageia Linux or Mageia. There's a lot of things I don't know how to pronounce, honestly. I've been trying to get a distro of Linux running on it because I noticed that supposedly it has a properly i586 compiled and optimized version of Java. And that means I could, if I manage to get it fully working, get Minecraft up to around, I think, 1.15, if I remember correctly, running on it, because either 1.16 or 1.17 makes the jump from Java 8 all the way up to Java 16 as a requirement. And I also have a graphics card that I think should be able to run at least up to 1.12 as well. So, yeah, I am getting close to the end of this disassembly and reassembly process, and I'm getting to the part where, oh boy, I freaked out quite a bit. I started just tearing open the battery compartment because I thought that maybe I installed the batteries wrong. I also bent a fingernail there, even though I finally cut my fingernails shorter. And yeah, the batteries were in fine, but the springs holding them in are surprisingly strong. I had to use a screwdriver to wedge them out. And then after I realized that they were put in correctly, I just put them back in. Still didn't work, so I opened it up again, and there I saw it. Broken wire. Right there. Well, there it is. Looks like I might have accidentally snapped a wire while opening this. That's going to be a bit annoying. Well then. And one quick run to the shed, and it is now completely fixed again. So you can see the slightly shinier ball of solder there, and, well, blob really. And that's just where I reconnected the power switch to the board, because this wire snapped off its soldering joint, or solder joint, or whatever it's called. But yeah, the inside is pretty much pristine. We just have these little strips of what look like, I guess, old stickers of some kind that are just rattling around inside. And also, before I put the screws back in again, just to show that it works. So let's now put the power switch back in place. Wait, no, that is upside down. Wait, is it? No, it's not. This power switch can only go in one way. Okay, and now we close the case. Put it back on the mouse pad, put the screws back in. Oh man, when that didn't turn on the first time after I put the batteries back in, I panicked. Okay, where's that screw hole? Ah, it's not aligned, okay. Okay, I think that should be good. So, yeah, as I was saying, this calculator is turning roughly 50 years old this year. It's not quite 50 yet, as far as I know, but it is very close to it, considering how the copyright date... Oh wait, no, the copyright date isn't on that. I have a manual, but the manual is for the second version of this calculator, which replaces that switch on the front panel with a percentage sign. And the copyright date of this is 1974. So since this is an older model that does not match the manual, that means that this is in fact older. And according to Datamath.org, which I am currently looking at as I reassemble this, this is the TI 2500 version 3. And I identified that by both the pictures of the logic board, which I compared to the one in this one while I was, soldering, as well as just, looking at the model numbers and stuff, because there is a model number on the PCB if nobody saw. Anyway, yeah, this fully works again, and the constant and change switch here up in the top right basically just changes how you can do certain functions. So when it's set to constant, you can just do 8 times 8 and then just keep pressing equals for exponents, but you cannot do that when it's set to chain mode, because chain mode is so that then you can just keep on pressing the plus sign or minus sign or whatever sign you want to, chain multiple different operations together. I still don't entirely understand why the constant mode on the switch is labeled as constant. It's not really labeled in this manual because the manual is for a model that does not have this switch anymore. And after I recorded the video, I decided to look up the online version of the manual, and it turns out the constant in the chain/constant switch is for multiplication and division specifically, and what it does is that every time you enter a new number, if you're doing, say, 1 times 2, for example, that new number will replace the 1, and you can just keep on pressing equals, and it'll just do the multiplication with the new numbers. And so it basically allows you to do multiplication with many different numbers, but only needing to type in what you're multiplying them by a single time. But yeah, this calculator fully works again. It has a very nice LED screen that surely is not showing up in the video right now. And there's also a charging port, because you can charge batteries in this, or charge the batteries in this if you use 3 AA, not AAA batteries. So yeah, that is the Texas Instruments Datamath calculator, which for all I know is somewhere around 50 years old this few years. I did a emergency panic repair, and that's the video. So thanks for watching. And hey, look, I can do this now. Look. Oh, my eyes are still kind of glitchy, but hey. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and yeah, I'm gonna do some math now, I guess.